What's up, you guys? It's Simon. Welcome back to my channel. So obviously I'm looking a little bit different. I cut all my hair off, which if you follow my Instagram stories you might have seen I did that a couple weeks ago, and that is because if you've seen any of my videos from 2020, I have done some really atrocious stuff to my hair and it was just supremely dead. So I finally went and got it chopped off, but if you see me like messing with it all throughout this vlog, which you probably will because I'm not used to it, I don't know if I like it yet, I'm sorry, but it's gonna happen. Anyways, aside from that, I did want to also point out this new little setup we're rocking. Again, if you follow my Instagram stories or if you checked out the community page, you know that my desk collapsed on me, and it was maybe not the coolest thing to happen. It was at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it collapsed. It was not very good, and obviously I need my desk to film YouTube videos, so I had to very quickly get it replaced, and because of you guys, I was able to do that for all of you that, you know, got commissions or even just shared the post so that people who could commission me did. Thank you so much. It was literally like the coolest thing in the entire world. Like, it was literally within the day I was able to go and afford to go and get a new one. So I was like literally blown away by everybody that like helped me do that. So yeah, thank you so much. This is a new setup. I really like it. It doesn't have like the hutch or the L shape anymore, but I actually like it a little bit better because it makes my room feel like it's more open. It's not just like my studio takes up 80% of my space and I'm like suffocating in my bedroom, because in case you haven't noticed, my studio is my bedroom. So yeah, I'm working with minimal amount of space. So yeah, having the new desk is great. I also have a new one that my husband built that we rushed to get finished that very same day as well, because obviously since we were switching from the L shape, there was stuff that was still going to be misplaced and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll get more into that in this video, because this video is actually, number one, Happy Valentine's Day, because it's Valentine's Day themed. I wanted to put this up a little bit earlier than I normally do because obviously Valentine's Day is all day today and not just this afternoon, so I thought I would put it up in the morning rather than in the evening like I normally do, because there is one little thing I want to mention. The character that you guys are going to be seeing in this video is also available on Patreon, not only as this month's sticker but also as this month's Patreon printable, and this month's printable is also a Valentine's Day card. I thought it would be really fun to try something like that. So yeah, it's like super easily accessible. It's just a $1 tier on Patreon, so if you want to go and pledge your support, you can download that, and then you'll be able to give my art to your friends or your family or your Valentine or whoever you want to give it to. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, definitely go check out the description below. It'll have my links to all my other social media as always. Printer, why? So yeah, I thought it would be fun, essentially, to go through my entire sticker making process. So now that this long intro is out of the way, let's get into that. Okay, before we get completely started, I just want to mention that I am going to be showing you guys how to do this in Procreate, because Procreate is what I have and what I will be using today, but you guys can do this in whatever program you want, whether that be like Ibis or Medibang or Clip Studio Paint, so long as you can make a completely transparent PNG background, and that you can either print from the program that you're using or print from your computer in a separate program that still has the background as a PNG. The PNG part, very important. So first thing you're going to do obviously is get your sketch, and then you are going to clean it up. Okay, so here's our next stage, obviously, where he's all finished up, and I think he's super adorable. I made a couple changes. I like added a little ear and a nose, and then I you know, messed with the strawberry seeds a little bit, but I think it turned out super cute. So the next part is where things get a little bit complicated. Okay, so we're also coming up on some of the last things that we're going to do in Procreate, but firstly what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to the layers, and you're going to go all the way down to background color, and you might have a ton of layers if you have like all of these together. You don't have to merge them if you want to, you know, make changes to your sticker in the future, if you think that you're going to do like different color variations or something like that, but I've merged them because, you know, I don't really think I'm going to make any changes to this anytime soon. So then what you're going to do is you're going to turn off your background layer, and that's what's going to make this a transparent PNG. But just to make sure, you want to have all of these little checkers. If you're using Procreate in light mode, obviously it might look a little bit different, but so long as you have the checkered marks, that should tell you that it's transparent. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to set your brush to white or whatever color you want your outline to be. I think you have to make it white for Cricut, so that's what I'm going to do. And then to do your outline for your sticker, you're going to go to the calligraphy section here, and you're going to select the monoline brush. And depending on your canvas size, you can use the regular monoline brush. But as you can see, I have two of them, and that is because I just went into the properties of the brush. So you can do that obviously by doing what I did, clicking on it, and then turning up the maximum size. I've set it to 300 because the maximum size on the original is just a little bit too small for me, especially when I'm working on a canvas this size. This is 5,000 by 5,000 because I need it to be very big and very HD when it goes to print. Also, something you really want to keep in mind when you are printing your stickers, especially if you're printing them at home, is making sure that the canvas that you're working on is CMYK. That's something that I always struggle with. I never remember to do CMYK. I always start out in RGB because I make every illustration expecting me to just be posting it on Instagram and not liking it so much that I want to send it off to print or anything like that. But definitely, if you are thinking about making something into a print, try your best to ensure that you're working on a CMYK canvas because your colors will just come out a little bit richer, obviously, because CMYK is what your printer uses rather than RGB. But for some people, their printer can translate between CMYK and RGB really easily. You just have to figure out what works best for you. I happen to know that I need to be in CMYK if I want the bright colors. So the next thing that you're going to do is super simple. You're just going to take that brush, adjust the size so the max size is a little bit too big. I'm going to bring it down to here, and then you're just going to follow the outline. I'm actually going to make it a little bit bigger. And then, yeah, you just follow this bit. Oh, no, I didn't mean to undo. Oh, no. But, yeah, you're just going to follow the outline and make the, thickness of thickness of the line, how big you want your outline to be once it's printed. So there we go. And then you can adjust it a little bit. I am going to because it's a little harder to do this on camera, but I will show you guys once it's finished. Okay, so now that this little guy is rocking his new outline, what we're going to do is we're just going to double check that this outline is completely solid. So to do that, we're just going to go over here to the color drop, if I can click it properly, and then we're just going to drop it. And then to make extra sure that every single line is filled, we're going to turn off the layer with the sticker and ensure that there's no gaps on the outline layer. So you can see that there's a little bit of a gap here, so I'm going to fill that in. But other than that, I think we are completely good to go. So then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to this little wrench and you're going to click PNG and save it as a PNG. So the next little step in our adventure takes place in the Cricut Design Space app, but before you get into this app on whatever device it is that you're using, whether that be your iPad, your phone, your computer, whatever it is that you're using that allows you to download the Cricut Design Space app, make sure you go into the Bluetooth settings of that device and ensure that it's connected to your printer, or not your printer, connected to your Cricut, because if it's not connected to your printer, it'll cause a little bit of an issue later on. It won't obviously damage your stickers or anything, but it's just an extra step you'll have to go through if you don't remember to do so before that. I always forget, which is why I'm reminding you guys to do it now. So the next thing you're going to do once you've connected to Bluetooth is go to New Project, and then you're going to go down here in the corner, and this is what you're going to see automatically when you create New Project, whether you're a new user or a returning user, anything like that. You're just going to see this screen. I'm going to select Upload right here in the corner, and then select from Photo Library, or click it again since I clicked off. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to select your little sticker up here, and it's going to bring this page up, you're just going to make sure that it obviously is the right design, and then you're going to take a little sneak peek in the corner here and ensure that it's the sort of shape that you want your sticker to be. So you can clean it up here as well. I think it's a little bit different than cleaning up the outline, but since I don't have anything that I need to clean up over here, I'm just going to go to the next option. And then this is just to double check, make sure that the outline is the way that you want it. You can smooth it out, you can despeckle. I don't really, obviously I imagine it despeckles, but I don't know how exactly that affects the look of it, but I'm perfectly happy with how my outline looks. Obviously it's the shape that I was going for, so I'm going to click next again, and I'm going to select print then cut. Print then cut is very important. I don't know what cut image does necessarily. I think it's more for like vinyl stuff than it is stickers. So yeah, just ensure that you're using print then cut, the one where you see the picture. And then obviously you're going to name it. So I'm going to name it Strawbee because he's our little Strawbee. And then I'm going to select done, and it should bring it up in this page. This is evil. I refilmed this clip because it brought us to this page and it didn't have him there, and now there he is. Convenient. I'm gonna go with the most recent one though. There's not really a difference between the two of them that I created. So then I'm gonna take it into obviously that page that we saw before, and you can click on it, and the action that you're gonna, well, there's a button that says action down here, but you're gonna go to edit and you're gonna change the height. So I want these to be 2 inches by 2 inches, and so it's automatically going to bring us to something similar to or along those lines. And then I'm going to go to actions and duplicate, and then I'm just going to keep spreading them out until I fill a whole sheet with that. And it obviously has little snapping lines, so you can make sure that they're as close together as possible and you can fit as many on there as you want. So I'm going to go put all those on there. Alright, so next, once you've filled it and you think you have a close estimate of the right amount of stickers, it is a little tricky. Cricut's very strange about how they set these up. I'll explain that more in a minute. But once you think you have the right amount of stickers per page, you're going to go down here in the corner and tap Make It. And then that's where that little issue that I was mentioning comes up, where it's like, oh, select an accessory or something, is what will come up if you don't have your device connected to Bluetooth, and it is taking a suspiciously long time to upload. But yeah, if it doesn't connect to Bluetooth initially, it will say something along the lines of select an accessory, and that's where you'd have to go and then select, obviously, your Cricut. You'd have to go into Bluetooth and fix that. But yeah, once it's done, it will bring it up into here. And for some reason I can only fit it looks like 3, 6, 9 stickers per sheet. So obviously with these settings I had more than 9, so it's saying that I need 2 pages. So to fix that, just go back to Canvas and then delete all of the ones that didn't fit on the page. So all I have to do is drag it, and then where's the delete button? I think you click the X right here, right? So you just drag all of the ones that didn't fit, and then I'll go back to Make It. It will load that page again, and then I'll be back to 1 page instead of 2. So now that we can see that we're down to 1 sheet of paper, if anybody knows, by the way, how to get more stickers, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Look at all this. I can at least fit like 12 on here. Why do I have this whole gap? If any of you knows how I can fit more stickers per sheet of paper, please let me know. But anyways, the next step we're going to go to is to print. So before we get that, I'm going to take you guys over to my printer. So here is our next step. So this is the Epson EcoTank 2760. So I really like this printer for stickers. I think it's really nice. It works well for prints as well. And also, obviously, it's the EcoTank, which means it uses way less ink, way less packaging for ink as well. And it's just like pretty much a more environmentally friendly option. It's also really affordable. I think it was like less than $300 for a printer, which is really, really cool, especially for one that has as good a quality as this. The only thing I will say is sticker paper is quite picky with this printer. I had such an issue. You guys might have seen in my first studio vlog, and even a little bit in my second studio vlog. I've had quite a bit of an issue when it comes to making stickers with this thing, until I found this paper. So this is printable vinyl sticker paper from this company up here. I have it on Amazon. I can probably link in the description if I remember to do so, but it was like, I think it was like $8 for 30 sheets, which is a pretty good price. I really, really like it. So all I have to do, obviously, bust this bad boy out and I will load it into the print. So now that the paper is loaded, the next stage obviously is to send it to print. But one thing I do want to mention, because I don't know what printer you guys have, it's definitely important to make sure you know which direction that your printer prints when it comes to sticker paper, because obviously one side is the backing and one side is the actual sticker. So something that I would highly recommend before printing out your sticker, if you've never done something like this before, is taking a regular sheet of copy paper and then making a noticeable mark on one side of the paper. So whether that be with like a ballpoint pen or like a bunch of markers or something like that, just make it so that you notice where you've left a marking on the paper, and then print something completely random that isn't your sticker design, something that maybe won't take up a lot of the paper. You can even test the print alignment on something, so long as you know where that mark that you made is, and then stick the piece of paper in the printer. So once it comes out, if you notice the mark is on one side or the other, it will tell you whether your printer prints things upside down. Like for example, I have a laser jet. I think it's an HP 760 or something like that, and that prints upside down. So when I put my sticker paper in, I have to put it with the sticker paper facing backwards, facing the front of me when I put it in there. So that way when it prints, it flips it over and puts it on the front. But with this printer, I stick it sticker paper facing upwards, so with the front facing me rather than the backing facing me. So yeah, that's something I highly recommend, because the last thing you want to do is print out your stickers on the wrong side of the sheet of paper, waste a sheet of sticker paper, and also waste ink on a design that you can no longer use. So then the next part is really, really easy. You just tap print in the corner and wait for it to do its thing. Sure. Psych, I did a dumb. Okay, so first thing, I forgot about how picky this printer is when it comes to paper types. So you're gonna stick it in there, and then it asks you what printer thing you're using, and I totally forgot that the last thing that I did on here was actually just printing on regular paper so I could print off a sketch and not my stickers. So you can see that it's set to letter and plain paper, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna click change if you're using the same printer as me. It's still letter size, but it is actually premium matte paper. What did I just click? Premium matte. Okay, so then it changes the settings, and then I can print it off. Okay, so here's what it looks like fresh out of the printer, and obviously you can see the colors are super, super accurate to what they were in Procreate, which I am incredibly pleased with. I think they look super, super freaking adorable. In fact, let's go over to, oh, I just dropped it. Go over to the Cricut Design Space app, and then you can see that it looks really red on here, but we know in Procreate that it was kind of like a reddish pinkish color. And yeah, it's just super, super adorable. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to the continue. I'll let my ring light highlight that area for you guys. But yeah, once I can get my bearings together, we're gonna go over to this continue button. And this is where it's going to set us up. I'm going to take this ring light off because that's going to bother me. It's going to set us up to be able to start getting it hooked up to the printer. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to printable sticker paper white if you are using white sticker paper. If you're using clear sticker paper, there is an option for that as well. We're using white, so that's what we're going to do. Also, under the impression that you're using the exact same printer, exact same paper, and exact same Cricut as me, so I'm using the Cricut Explore Air 2 with the Epson EcoTank 2760, obviously, Procreate, all of that, same sticker paper and everything. I actually had to go into the settings of the paper, which I can show you guys how to do in a future video if that's something you'd be interested in. But I essentially, I went into the settings to change the auto pressure for the material because it does have its own pressure set to each thing. But the pressure that the printable sticker paper had at first just was not cutting it for me. So I've set it to 245, and I found the best setting I can do is set it to 245 and then click printable sticker paper. And then when I get in here, set the pressure to more. And that is what I find really helps when it comes to completely getting through this type of paper. So the next thing we're going to do is load it, and this can be tricky, so I'm going to move you guys over there to show you. Okay, so here is my baby, my Cricut Explorer Air 2. It's in the mint color, I think, because it matches all of the other like teal stuff that I have in my room. But the first thing that we're gonna do when loading it is we're actually going to take it on the mat and then line it up. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that on the side. So this is quite clearly the best angle in the entire world for this, but as you can tell, the mat is a little bit sticky. And then we're just going to take each corner, obviously, into the corners, and we're going to line it up very gently at first because we want to make sure that everything lines up properly. But you're essentially going to touch all of the edges of your paper to the edges of your cutting mat. And it can be a little bit tricky, especially when it's fresh out of the printer like this, because the paper gets a little bit warped, and obviously your lines don't have to be 100% exactly correct. You just want to be as accurate as you possibly can so that you can make sure that your stickers are getting cut on the actual cut lines and not on like a random part. So yeah, it is a little bit tricky, especially because it is sticky. So it likes to move around and do stuff and be kind of a pain in the butt. But once it's stuck down on there, you just want to make sure that everything's as flat and firm on there as possible. Sorry if I'm shaking you guys around a bunch. But yeah, as you can see, it's as close to the lines as I can possibly get. I am only one human person, but this should be good enough for us to be able to get our lines. Next thing that we're going to do is very satisfying. I go click open, and it slowly opens, and I love it so very much. So we're going to get our mat out of the way. It's going to open up, and you'll see that it has these notches in here. So you're just going to slide that into there as closely as you possibly can. And you're going to push this load button. And it's not loaded correctly. This does this sometimes here. Okay, so you'll notice it's actually loaded correctly once it starts sucking this in a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't do that. Sometimes it just goes to the front and acts like a little bit of a brat. So all you have to do is just pull this back out, push it back in, and reload it, and it should correct itself. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click this little flashy button over here, Hello Thor Ragnarok poster. You're going to click the Go button, and then it's going to start cutting. You'll know oh yeah! That's something I forgot. Hello again, Thor Ragnarok poster. Make sure your Cricut has significant amount of space behind it. I always forget that part. It says to have 10 inches of space behind it, and I always think it's an exaggeration. It's not an exaggeration. This mat sucks through your Cricut and then goes all the way to the back of it before it does it again. So yeah, definitely make sure that it has an ample amount of space. If you want to like leave it as it's resting, pressed up against the wall, do that, but make sure when you're printing stickers that it is pulled away, because it can obviously damage both your printer, your Cricut, and your stickers. But yeah, you can see now that it is indeed looking for the cut lines, and then it's going to start cutting. So that's how you know you've done everything right. If it continues, sometimes it will stop, but I'm going to let it cut it, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. I love watching it though. Okay, so as you can see by these little outlines, it's completely done cutting. So all you have to do to get your stuff basically is just push this unload button, and it will push that outwards. And then I'm going to move the printer so I don't drop all of the stickers. Everything moved out of the way now. All we have to do is peel this piece of paper, and hopefully if it cut all the way through, it should just lift up with the stickers. And it sort of did. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna have to adjust the settings just a little bit more so it cuts all the way through. You can see on this very last one in the corner it was left, and it is cut all the way through on here. It's just that it would be a lot more convenient if I could simply just peel up the paper and have it be cut instead of having to pop them out. Popping them out is definitely satisfying as well, but it would just be nicer if I didn't have to do that. But anyways, I'm gonna take these all out. And then one thing I will say is that if they're still stuck to the mat, when you print them off, it can be kind of aggravating because sometimes they obviously do not want to come off because it is a sticky surface. But easy fix for that, just get an X-Acto knife, and let me go grab one so I can show you guys how to peel it off. Got our X-Acto knife in hand. Obviously, if you are a child, have an adult help you with this. Definitely don't be doing this by yourself because you can and likely will injure yourself. I injure myself and I'm almost 22 years old, so if you're younger than me, maybe ask for some help. But you basically just kind of peel up a corner and get the sticker paper off that way so that it's no longer sticky. But here he is. Oh my gosh, I'm so, like, actually, I think these are my favorite stickers I've ever made in my entire life. I've made, like, I want to say at least 10-ish designs, and these are probably my favorite. These are the most satisfying. These are the cutest. I want to stick him on everything that I own. So yeah, if you want one of these little guys for yourself, best thing to do to get that obviously is to join the Patreon for February. My phone is dying. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I had to get y'all on the charger before I lost you, but here's how the sticker turned out. Obviously, I genuinely do think this is probably my favorite sticker that I've ever made. Like, I genuinely think it's so cute. I think I might make his nose just a little bit darker and maybe his cheeks as well. But, like, look at how cute he is. Look at how precious. It won't focus. But y'all know, he's adorable. He's so cute. I'm super proud of him. Obviously, if you want the chance to get him for yourself, you can check out the Patreon. That will be linked down in the description. Patrons for February will be the first ones to receive this sticker, and then they will be on the Etsy shop in mid-March. Speaking of Etsy shop, the Patreon stickers for last month, so the Sprout Boy and the girl, will be up on the Etsy as of tonight. So if you wanted a chance to get January's rewards, the printable, the print, and both the stickers are now available on Etsy, and they're also available all together as a bundle. Like I've mentioned in the past, if you want to get the Patreon rewards, the cheapest way to get them is Patreon, because you only have to spend like $15 to get all of them together on Patreon. But if you want them all afterwards, they're going to be about $30 on Etsy because of shipping, all that other stuff. And obviously there has to be some kind of benefit to receiving them on Patreon other than just getting them earlier. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, I would highly recommend going to check out the Patreon. Once again, this is a very Patreon heavy video, sorry about that. But yeah, and if you can't support me on Patreon, obviously, like I said, these will be on Etsy in the future, and just supporting my videos and watching me and doing all of that is really helpful to the channel and, you know, my artistic journey as well. It's a lot more helpful than you probably think it is. So yeah, if you've stayed until the end of this video, I love you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Obviously I do, of course, want to give a shout out to my Patreons as well. So my patrons as well. So thank you so much to Elise Thompson, Duran, Mandy, Schleeps, Puppy Paws, and Created by Twins. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have any questions, of course, about the sticker making process that you didn't quite understand from this video and you're still a little bit confused, feel free to leave a question down in the comments. I will reply. I will do my best to help you understand. I know I can be kind of rambly and all over the place, so if you do need some help, definitely feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to help you, and I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.